Good evening, everybody. Since it's being shown evening on LETV, it's actually Saturday morning here at the renovated Frazier Field. Link Classical got to play the first game on this brand new gorgeous diamond. It's completely turf, including the pitcher's mound. Everything, whether it's green or brown, it's turf. It'll be good for 10 or 12 years, and it'll be a great place for these 5 Lynn teams to play their games, and along with the teams that come in to play against them. Classical got to win the first game at the renovated Frazier Field. Now they're taking on Everett, trying to make it 2 in a row. The big win for Classical last week also got them in the state tournament officially. They're 10-1. Everett is 5-5, but that's a little bit deceiving. They were 1-5. They've won 4 in a row. So this is the Greater Boston League doing battle here on a rare Saturday morning. They were supposed to play earlier this week and couldn't play because of the weather. So they moved it to this Saturday morning start. So we're just about ready to go. Alex Lara, the center fielder for Everett, will lead it off. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from T.J. Walsh. Missing inside for a ball. Up foul, back out of play. A very big absence for Classical is Brady Warren. Shortstop very good here. The swing and a miss. So Walsh starts the game with a swinging strikeout. Alex Velasco, the catcher, will be the hitter. The weather has changed drastically. It's still a little bit of a breeze, but it's very comfortable. The sun is shining brightly. A far cry from what has been the last week or two. Overcast, damp, breezy, cold, rainy. This past week, a lot of games postponed, canceled. St. Mary's girls softball had a break. They were able to move 2 of the games up to the Lynn Woods, Wyoming softball field and get their games in. That curveball hangs up and in. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Hit to second base. Armani Gerardo gets it over to Spates at first. Two up, 2 down in the first. David Saya, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Obviously I want the Lynn teams to win, but I have a little bit of feeling for Everett. I did their football games for 25 years. Tough play, and they overthrow it. I'm going to give him a base hit. That's a tough play. Deep in the hole. Gerardo, who's usually the second baseman. I said Gerardo made the first play because I'm used to having him at second base. It was Ben Biella who made that defensive play at first base. And Gerardo's got a strong arm, but he had to go almost to the outfield grass to make that throw. And Saya was able to beat it for an infield hit. So Everett has the first hit, the first base runner here in the top of the first. for the pitcher, Omar Marshall. Foul tip held on to by DeSaya. We have Saya, the left fielder for Everett, and we have DeSaya, the catcher for Glasgow. The runner takes off. He slowly got the ball a second. He tried to throw that from down. He didn't get up to make the throw. He tried to throw it from his knees. And Saya will steal second. And Saya drifting back down on his knees, reaching for the bag as Walsh faked to throw to second base. Missing wide for a ball. High for a ball. And it's ball four. So after a quick 1-2, an infield hit, a stolen base, and a walk, I put 2 on for Albert Santana, the third baseman. Hit foul right back over our heads. In for a strike. That foul ball was just hit over our heads. We have to stay awake because the backstop is missing the top, and foul balls can come right into the press box. The runners take off, swing and a miss, so he gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Everett threatens. They leave 2 on. But Walsh gets his second strikeout to get out of the inning. And Glasgow will have a chance to get on the board first. It'll be Donnell Leon DHing for the catcher, John DeSaya leading off. Armani Gerardo, the shortstop, will hit second. Playing first and batting third, Christian Spates. In the cleanup spot is the third baseman, Christian Figueroa. The center fielder, O'Neill Cabral, will hit number 5. Pitching and batting sixth is T.J. Walsh. The second baseman, Ben Biea, will hit 7th. Batting 8th and playing right field, Ethan Chevalier. And bring up the tail end of the batting order, batting 9th and playing left field, Sam Owenesian. Omar Marshall on the mound. Hits left, throws left. Haskell's only loss came early in the season to Linfield, so they're undefeated in the Greater Boston League, trying to make it 2 Greater Boston League championships in a row. They moved over, I believe 2 years ago. It might be 3 by now. Is that losing time? But the teams, girls basketball, girls soccer at Glasgow, boys basketball at English, have been winning Greater Boston League championships. So we Dana Leon, Armani Gerardo, Christian Spates, the first three hitters to face Omar Marshall in the bottom of the first inning. Mike Szukowski, longtime head coach, does an outstanding job in Classical with his outstanding group of assistants, especially Ricky Mayette. They're related family members. Ricky and Mike have been together for a long time. Jay Regato and Patrick Whalen also jumping in. So Dana Leon hitting for the catcher. DeSea will step in to start the bottom of the first inning. In for a strike. Tax under that one. One the count. High for a ball. On the outside corner, good pitch, evens the count at 2. No problem getting here for this game on time, but during the season, soccer and football and buses have been the problem. Games have been starting late. Way up, the count goes full. With no school on a Saturday and not that much traffic, Everett able to get here plenty of time. Normally games start anywhere from a half hour late. Missing outside for ball 4. So the walk gives Classical a base runner with nobody out for Armani Gerardo. Who's in a different spot today playing shortstop with Brady Warren not here. Looking down at third base to Mike Szukowski, getting a sign. In for a strike. Armani had a pretty good year in basketball. Good shooting guard. Up and in for a ball. Long time coming, but the workers did a great job here getting this field together. The runner takes off. He got a good jump. In easy with a stolen base. So a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the Rams. They expected to start playing May 1st. And it was right around May 3rd. Nice stop. By the catcher Velasco. Down and in for a ball. Classical trying to make a sweep against Everett. They put 10 runs on the board against Everett in the first game at Everett. Hit in the air. Left fielder coming on. Makes the play. That's David Sayer. First out of the inning, it brings up Christian Spates, the first baseman. Mike Zukowski had to change his batting order around with Brady Warren not here. Brady usually hits in the third spot. Wide for a ball. On the inside corner for a strike. Spates is the first baseman for the Rams. Way wide for a ball. Leon is dancing all around second base, getting a good-sized lead. Up and away for a ball. Leon trying to distract Marshall on the mound, bouncing around. They thought the runner was going. They threw the ball at third base. He wasn't going. Second walk in the inning. Puts Spates at first and brings a trip out to the mound to talk to Marshall. So first and second with one out. Everett will have a defensive conference on the mound. Mike Zukowski will have a conference with his base runner, Leon. Now Spates is going to join in as well. The hitter will be Christian Figueroa, the third baseman. Leon takes off, steals third. That allows Spates to go to second. Second stolen base by Leon. He's been bouncing all over the place out there. They haven't kept him close. So now it's second and third with one out. Everett shortens up a little bit in the infield. Velasco blocks that one and was down and in. So two walks, sandwich around, a fly to left and a double steal. And Classical's threatening to get on the board. Hit off to the right side, it's going to swing foul. Just off the bottom part of the bat, going the other way. Second short of back, first and third are up. Hit, that's going to be a base hit. No, it's not. That's going to be a great play by the left fielder. What an outstanding play. I didn't think he had a chance in the world. It helped a little bit that he was left-handed, but that's a great defensive play. That he took a base hit and 2 RBI away from Figueroa. The runner at third, and that's, you look and say, not very good base running, because you don't have to run on the hit. If it's a base hit, you're going to score. If he catches it, you're going to score. But the runner at third assumed it was going to be a base hit like I did. And he was halfway home. He had to go back to third. He wasn't able to score. Hit up the middle for a base hit. That's going to score 2. So a big 2-out hit by Cabral. So it looked like Everett might get out of it with that great play by Sayer in left field. Instead, Glasgow gets on the board with a big 2-out hit. Their first hit of the game knocks in 2 runs. A little 2-out lightning by Cabral. And the pitcher, T.J. Walsh, is the hitter. Got a solid shot, but he got way out in front of it and pulled it way foul. Going right out the gate, out into the parking lot. Hit slowly on the ground to short. The only player they have is at first. So Torillo throws Walsh out, but the damage is done with a big 2-out hit by Cabral. Glasgow gets only 1 hit in the inning, but the 2 walks hurt. Both walks score. And Glasgow has grabbed a 2-0 lead over Everett at the end of 1. 6, 7, and 8 for Everett, as they now have to play catch-up. Glasgow getting on the board with 2. Over but low. Matt Torillo, or Torilli, the shortstop, is leading it off. Hit in the air. The shortstop comes back. He took a step to the outfield turf. Step back on. Gerardo makes the play. A quick out to start the second inning. Low for a ball, had the umpire ducking on that pitch. Down the way, 2-0. Slices it foul. On that grassy knoll behind first base. Swing and a miss. Got his money's worth on that pitch and swung right through it. Lines that one in the center field for a base hit. So Everett has a base runner with 1 out. For the DH, Nick Gilbert hitting for the first baseman, Tyler Wedge. Hit the shot. They get 1. You can't get 2, they throw it away. They get the main one, the front one. Gilbert changes places with Goffigan at first base. 2 away. For Enrico Vega, the second baseman. In for a strike. Pop foul back and out of play. T.J. Walsh doesn't waste much time. As soon as he catches it, he's getting ready to throw it. He stepped back, that curveball, to make the play at second base. He stepped away from that pitch, it broke in, he just tapped it to the shortstop. So they get their second 6-4 force out. Everett is down in the second inning. They leave a base runner. And we'll move into the bottom half of the second inning with Classical leading it 2-0. And will be the bottom three in the order, 7, 8, and 9. Ben Bier, Ethan Chevalier, Sam Hoanesian. We mentioned Classical got their 10th win against Revere here 2 nights ago, opening up the first game here at the renovated Frazier Field. So they have the distinction of getting the first win on the new field. And that was also their 10th win, which officially got them into the state tournament. Can't do it much quicker. You can go 10-0. Oscar went 10-1. So got their first step out of the way. Their second step would be to win the Greater Boston League, which they're well on their way to doing, being undefeated in the league. It's hard to believe. I'm still wondering where football season went, and we're winding down the baseball season. We're in early May, getting ready for the 2 big tournaments the last weekend in May. Friday and Saturday here at Fraser would be the Dougie Mullins' second annual tournament, English Classical St. Mary's in Swampscott. And Saturday and Sunday down at Breed would be the annual John Holland Memorial Tournament with the same 4 teams. It's hard to believe that's right around the corner. In for a strike. Ben Bier getting a start at second base today. In for a strike. Hit foul. Mike Sukowski didn't quite make the play. He knocked it down, but didn't field it cleanly. Coaching third base. Up for a ball. Took a good look at that one to make sure it was out of the strike zone. Hit foul back and out of play. He knew it. As soon as he took the pitch, he just turned around and started walking to the dugout. First strikeout for Omar Marshall. Umpire didn't need any help, but he got it. As soon as the pitch went by, he just turned and walked away. He didn't wait for the umpire to say strike 3. In for a strike. Ethan Chevalier. Got a big double in RBI against Revere the other night. Hit on the ground to short. They make the tag. The throw is up the line near the home plate side of first base. First baseman Wedge did a nice job. He made the play, caught it, and tagged Chevalier. So he saved his shortstop Torelli from an error. 2 up, 2 down. Sam Owenesian. Had a nice game against Revere. He was fielded a base hit, got it to the third baseman who fired to the catcher, picked the runner out trying to score from second base. Was on base 3 times and scored 3 runs. Not bad from your number 9 hitter. In for a strike. Hit foul back over our heads. Marshall was just about ready to throw the ball, and Owenesian asked for time and got it. High for ball 4. Third walk given up by Marshall. Down now Leon got the first walk. He stole second, stole third, and scored on the big 2-out hit, the 2-run hit by Cabral. So he hasn't been up officially, but he scored a run. Tries to bunt, fouls it off. He had a nice game against Revere, too. He was on base 2 or 3 times, scored a couple of runs. Laid down a perfect bunt for a base hit. He can run. They throw over to first, but the runner was going to second. Owenesian was way off the base at first. Marshall tried to pick him off when he threw it. He picked the time to pick him off when Owenesian was running on the pitch, and he steals second base. Curveball drops in for a strike. Hits it foul the opposite way. Down the left side. Almost went over the wall. Stayed in the park. Pops it up. Room for the third baseman. He lost his hat, but he goes and gets the ball. Santana made the play. So they leave the runner in scoring position in the second inning. We've finished 2 in this Greater Boston League battle. Classical 2, Everett nothing. Top of the order for Everett as we start the third inning. Alex Lara started the ball game up, striking out swinging against T.J. Walsh, who's starting his third inning of work. Missing low for a ball. Hit in the air to center field. 2 steps to his right. Center fielder Yaniel Cabral makes the play. Quick out in the 3rd inning. Curveball drops in for a strike. Alex Velasco grounded out 2nd and 1st. That one off the glove goes to the backstop. 1-1 the count. That hangs inside with the curveball. Hit foul to the screen. Hit down the right side. They're going to run out of real estate. It's going to go into that grassy knoll behind first base. Foul tip held on to by DeShea. Third strikeout for Walsh. David Sayer hit a ground ball to deep shortstop and beat it for a base hit and stole second base. He also made that outstanding defensive play. Taking a base hit, maybe extra bases, away from Christian Figueroa and taking 2 RBI away. Hits it just inside the right field line. Just snuck inside the right field line. He's got his second hit. Comes with 2 outs. Let's see if he tries to steal second base like he did in the first inning with 2 outs. Omar Marshall, the pitcher, drew a walk. Hit back to the mound. Easy play for TJ Walsh. Play goes 1-3 for the 3rd out, so the 2-out hit stays at first base. Everett is down in the 3rd. And we'll move into the bottom half of the 3rd. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for Classical, who got a big 2-out, 2 RBI single for Cabral, and that's the difference in the game. Classical leading at 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd. Looking to stay undefeated and looking to break Everett's 4-game win streak. They've done a nice job. We mentioned before they were 1-5, not looking very good. All of a sudden they creep back to 500, 5-5, winning 4 in a row. The way the weather has been, we thought we'd never reach halfway through the baseball season. We thought we'd be playing in July. But we're halfway through. Marshall will start his 3rd inning of work. The 2 walks in the first inning hurt him. They both scored. And that's the difference in the game. Gerardo, we mentioned playing a different position. He usually plays second base. He's playing shortstop with Brady Warren not here. I'm assuming he's okay. He played the other night, Brady. Brady is the only public school young man that I know that played 3 sports and is getting a full scholarship for golf. We had a couple of brothers do it for St. Mary's, the Everett brothers. Very good basketball player, very good baseball player, outstanding golfer, obviously. Father, the vice principal at Classical, former outstanding softball coach at Classical. His sister was a very good softball pitcher. Lined in the right center field for a base hit. That's in the gap. That's going to be extra bases. In with a stand-up double is Gerardo. And that's been the difference in the games. The game they played against Revere the other night, Revere did not get their leadoff hitter on base in any of the 7 innings. Classical did and was able to move their runners around, whether it was an error or a walk, but they got the hitters on. And now through 3 innings, base runners for Everett have all come. That almost landed in my lap. And my great camera people didn't try to save me. That bounced right a foot in front of us. That's what I meant when I said the top of the backstop is missing. That's one of the lights are another thing they're going to work on. Working around the dugout with the fence, guiding the players. And the backstop are some of the other necessities that will be worked on here at Frazier Field. Got to get the money. Cost money. Almost $2 million to do this field. Classical in 2 of the 3 innings, they got their leadoff hitter on. First inning, it helped them with the 2 runs to score two walks to get the 2 runs. Popped up, long run, off the second baseman's glove. They had to wait to see if it would be caught. I'm going to give Spates a hit. That's a tough play for the second baseman going back. So first and third with nobody out, looking to add to a 2-0 lead. Christian Figueroa was robbed by the left fielder, Saya. Saya ran to his right, dove across his body, and speared the line drive with runs at second and third. Would have been extra bases and 2 RBI. Instead, it was the second out. The runners held up at second and third. But then came the big hit by Cabral to knock the 2 in. They let the runner go to second base. They just throw it back to the pitcher. So second and third now with nobody out. Everett will bring the infield in. Way in all the way around. Haskell looking to add to a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Way wide. Nice job by the catch of Velasco to go get that one, keep the runners at second and third. Solid shot to left field. Drifting back over by the line, making a diving catch, falling down. The runners will tag up. Figueroa hit it a ton again. Hit it to his mate out in left field. Gerardo tags up and scores. Spates moves over to third. Cabral got that big 2-out hit to knock in the 2 runs in the first inning. So he's 1 for 1 with 2 RBI. The infield stays in for Everett, trying to cut off the run if they can. Up and away for a ball. So leadoff double and the punch into right field for a base hit enables Classical to get another run on the sacrifice fly by Figueroa. Line shot down the left field line. He got all of it, but it hooks it foul. The 1-2 pitch. Nice stop by Velasco on the pitch in the turf. I have to get used to saying turf with all turf. It used to be the mound was dirt, the infield was turf, the outfield was grass. Now everything is turf. Down and in for a ball. So he was ahead of him. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. Hit in the center field. Another big hit by Cabral. He gets another RBI. Classical gets 2 more. So Figueroa's sacrifice fly, Cabral's second hit, third RBI. Makes it 4-0. And TJ Walsh, the pitcher, is up. He grounded out short to first. Hits it a mile in the air. Third baseman going for it. Shortstop calls him off. The runner at first was almost at second base. I think he thought there were 2 outs. There are 2 outs now. So Walsh goes to the shortstop twice, once on the ground, once in the air. In the air, called out on strikes. In for a strike. The runner takes off. Throw down, not in time. Cabral got a big jump at first. Velasco had no chance to throw him out. Trying to check his swing and fouls it up over the Everett dugout. High and tight for a ball. Took a good look at that one with 2 strikes. Down and in. Hits it, popped in a left hook's foul. There's a little half swing. Little punch. We'll do it again with Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in here in the 3rd inning. Up and away for a ball. So again, Marshall was ahead of Pierre. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. Misses for ball 4. Extends the inning. 4th walk given up by Marshall. Ethan Chevalier grounded out, shot to first. His 1 trip. On the inside corner for a strike. Nice stop again by Velasco. On the corner for a strike. The runners take off. Pitch is fouled. Once again down on that grassy knoll. They got great jumps again. Hard to believe it, especially at first base with a left-handed pitcher to get that big a jump off the bag. Way up and in. They'll throw him out at first base. That was way up and in. He almost backed away, almost like self-defense swing at that one. He grounds the shot for the 3rd out. But Glasgow comes up with 2 more. This time they do it. 3 base hits along with that long sacrifice fly by Figueroa. And they double their fun. At the end of 3, it's now Glasgow 4, Everett nothing. 5, 6, and 7. Albert Santana, the 3rd baseman, will lead it off for Everett, who now finds himself a little further behind. Walsh's first pitch is a strike. He's got a few more runs to work with, Walsh. That one missed. Santana struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Waves at that pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Walsh. And that's 11 straight innings that Classical has kept the leadoff hitter off base for the opposition. In for a strike. Matt Torelli, the shortstop, popped to the shortstop. His one trip. Down and away for a ball. Hit to third. Nice stretch by Spates on the throw from Figueroa. Play goes 5-3 for the out. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth. Isaiah Goffigan got a base hit. So he's 1 for 1. They checked with the base umpire. The base umpire said, yes, he swung, so it's a strike. Plate umpire didn't call it. Foul tip held on to by the Shade. The Shade does a very nice job behind the plate. Good curveball. He just froze him at the plate. What a pitch. He just froze at the plate. 2 strikeouts. Second time he's got 2 strikeouts in the inning. He got it back on the first. He's got 5 strikeouts. We're halfway through the ball game. First inning that Everett didn't get a base hit or a base runner. They've got 3 hits. They got 1 with 2 outs in the first inning. 1 that was forced at second in the second inning, and 1 with 2 outs in the third inning. So Walsh has spread those hits around. He's only walked 1. He's got the 5 big strikeouts. Glasgow will be 9-1-2 in the fourth inning. Marshall will start his 4th inning of work. He's given up 4 hits, but he had 2 big walks in the first inning that cost him with the 2-out, 2 RBI single by Cabral. And Classical bunched 3 hits in the third, along with the sacrifice fly by Figueroa to get 2 more. And that's where we are, 4-0 as we start the 4th inning. Bunt down the third base line. They're going to have to hurry. If they don't get him, they don't even make a throw. Perfect bunt by Honesian. Honesian gets the base hit. 3 of the 4 innings again, Classical's got the leadoff hitter on base. And they've been running, stealing bases. Daniel Leon started the bottom of the first with a walk and scored the first run after stealing 2 bases. On the corner for a strike. Again, Classical getting the leadoff hitter on base, scoring runs. Opposition, not. Solid shot into center field for a base hit. Just to the right field side of second base. So back-to-back hits, a bunt, and a shot into center field. Puts 2 on with nobody out for Armani Gerardo. He flied to left, doubled and scored. He doubled to right center field. The runner takes off, easily in with a stolen base. Again, Marshall not really paying attention to the base runners. And Classical taking advantage. Takes one look and then looks away, and they're just running. Owenesian steals third. That lets Leon steal second. That one just kicks out foul. Good thing it did. Owenesian was off the bag. If that's a fair ball, the third baseman has an easy tag play. It just kicked foul. Hit foul. Gerardo in that game against Revere only got one base hit, but he knocked in 3 runs. He had 2 sacrifice flies. He had 2 rips that could have been base hits. Everett again brings their infield in. That one bounces in. Way wide for a ball. Yeah, that's ball 4. So a bunt, a solid shot, and a walk have loaded the bases. That brings a trip out to the mound. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Oscar looking to add to a 4-0 lead. And we're going to get a change on the mound. The right fielder, Isaiah Goffigan, is going to change places with Marshall. So 3 on, nobody out, 4-0 Classical here in the bottom of the 4th. So Marshall goes 3 innings, gives up 4 runs. He's responsible for the 3 on base. He struck out 1, walked 5. And that goes to the backstop, and that's going to bring an easy run home. The wild pitch, Owenesian scores. They throw the ball to third. Leon got back. He moved over to third in the wild pitch. Gerardo moved over to second. Costco's going to let a run in. Spates is the first baseman is the hitter. He's perfect. He's walked, singled, scored twice. So he's 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. And once again, Everett brings the infield in. Tough spot for Goffigan, the right fielder. He didn't get a lot of warm-ups. He was out in right field in the game. He didn't warm up at all until he gets a few. Now he's called on with the bases loaded and nobody out. Not an easy assignment. Foul tip held on to by Velasco. Everett again with their infield in. Wide for a ball. in for a strike. Swing and a miss. Coffey comes in, gets a big strikeout. They get Spates for the first time. First out of the inning. Christian Figueroa hit a shot into left center field that the left fielder Sayer made an unbelievable, great defensive play on, taking a hit and 2 RBI away in the first inning. Then he hit a long shot down the left field line that Sayer tracked down right at the foul line for an RBI sacrifice fly. He's hit the ball hard twice. He hits a shot coming on to right fielder Marshall, the throw to the plate, and they got him. So the pitcher Marshall goes out to right field and makes a great throw to the plate and throws Leon out. That was a perfect throw. So they had the bases loaded, nobody out. They get a run in. They could have done a lot more damage. At the end of 4, Classical has pushed that lead. Now it's 5-0 Classical over Everett going into the 5th. 8-9-1 for Everett as we start the 5th inning. Nick Gilbert, the DH, hitting for the first baseman, Tyler Wedge. Bounced into a fielder's choice, 6-4 back in the 2nd inning. That was the inning when the shortstop Gerardo hit a trifecta. He caught a pop-up and assisted on 2 plays, 4 outs, 6-4 at second base, making 3 plays in the inning. So TJ Walsh has another run to work with. Down and away for a ball. Missing low for a ball. A few fans here. Everett bought a few for the Saturday morning game. Missing inside. Hit in the right field for a base hit. That's the first, I say the first time. They would have thrown him out at first base. The throw was low. Spates couldn't handle it. They almost had a force at first base. Gilbert gets a base hit. That's the first in 12 innings that the leadoff hitter has got on base. Tyler Wedge, the first baseman who Gilbert is hitting for, will go in to run for him at first base. He was out. Chevalier got to it quickly, made the strong throw, but it was a little bit low and Spates couldn't handle it. If he catches it, it's an out. Would have been a 9-3 putout. Instead, it's a base hit. Enrico Vega, the second baseman, waved at that pitch over his head. Slaps it to the infield. They make the force at second. Figueroa looked like he was going to go to third base, and he realized, wait a minute, I got to play at second. Just a little tap that third baseman cut off in front of the shortstop and made the force at second. Alex Lara, the center fielder, is struck out and flied to center field. In for a strike. Missing wide for a ball. The runner takes off, swing and a miss. They're not going to get him. The throw goes into center field, but he was sliding in the second, so he's got no chance to go anywhere. But Vega steals second base. First time they've had a runner in scoring position since the first inning when they got a hit and a walk with 2 outs. Yeah, curveball on way inside. Broke very late. High and tight for a ball. We got the fans inside. We got the fans outside. We got a group sitting in their chairs outside the left field fence. Small group outside the right field fence. Hit to third. They throw the runner out. Good base running by Vega. He waited for the throw to go before he went over to third base, but he gets there. Two-way, they get their first runner at third base. Alex Velasco, the catcher, grounded to second, struck out swinging. He's done a nice job behind the plate. Popped up. Started to go foul, swings back in fair. Figueroa makes the play. Oh, Everett gets a runner as far as third. And they get the leadoff hitter on for the first time in the game, but he's stranded. We'll move into the bottom of the fifth with Classical holding on to that 5-0 lead. That'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Rams. Looking for their 11th win of the season and looking to stay undefeated in the Greater Boston League. No action going on at Manning Field, but I see a couple of people getting their walks in. They open up Manning every day. People come down and getting or staying in shape, walking around the football field, around the track. There was a practice there. I think track team had a practice there this morning. Yaniel Cabral, T.J. Walsh, Ben Biea, the 3 hitters, to face Isaiah Goffigan, who will be starting an inning for the first time. Came in relief. Marshall finished up giving up 5 runs. They were earned. 6 hits. Walked 5, struck out a batter. Goffigan came in and wild pitch right off the bat, scored a run, but he got a strikeout, a fly to right field. Glasgow had a threat with 3 on and nobody else. They only got 1 run. Yaniel Cabral is perfect. Single knocking in 2 in the first, single knocking in a run in the third. He's responsible for 3 of the 5 classical runs, 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. Way over his head inside for a ball. Hit on the ground, a shot. They don't realize it costs you at least a step, maybe step and a half, sliding to first base. They get Cabral for the first time. Good strong throw by Tarilli over the wedge for the out. TJ Walsh grounded a shot, popped a shot. In for a strike. Up and in for a ball. 1-1 the count. Pitcher against pitcher here. This is actually Ben Marciano who's hitting for Walsh. That's ball 4. Missing low for a ball. High for a ball. That one goes to the backstop. So the wild pitch puts Marciano in scoring position. Yeah, that's another walk. This is virtually a senior class. Bria is pinch hitting for Chevalier. Hit foul back out of play. Waved at that pitch way up and away. Almost did it again. He just hung up. Just able to hold up. Hit foul to the backstop. Pitch in on the fist. So after a ground out, back-to-back walks. Hit foul again. Missing for ball 4. So for the second inning in a row, Classical has the bases loaded, this time with 1 out on 3 consecutive walks. Sam Owenesian has walked, singled, and scored a run. On the corner, first strike. They shorten up at first and third. They're back double play depth at short and second. Pop foul back, another play. Hit back to the screen. Almost like a check swing. Hit to right field. They're not going to run on Marshall again, although the throw's a little bit off, but they hold up. He threw a runner out before. So the second out is the fly to right, so there's 2 outs. Tanel Leon walked and scored, popped to third, singled. He was the guy that was thrown out at the plate by former pitcher Marshall. Made a great throw to Velasco, the catcher. Missing down and in for a ball. High for a ball. Hit, little half pop, shortstop dropped it and couldn't pick it up. Classical gets a huge break. That was the third out. It was a pop-up. He had it. He caught it, dropped it, had plenty of time, but couldn't pick it up. They dropped the ball at second. 2 runs are going to score. So 3 consecutive walks and 2 consecutive errors have given Classical 3 runs. Pop foul. Ryan Duggan is the hitter. Up and away for a ball. So Marciano and Bray pinch hitting, drew walks, and both scored. Duggan hits it on the ground to second base. To finally get out of the inning. Classical sends 8 to the plate. They score 3 runs without a hit. 3 consecutive walks, 2 consecutive errors. Everett being very gracious guest here at Frazier Field. It's now 8-0 Classical going into the 6th inning. 3-4-5 for Everett as we start the 6th inning. And coaching staff Everett has to be shaking their heads over that one. 3 consecutive, after a leadoff out, 3 consecutive walks. They got the second out, and then they had 2 easy plays for the third out, and they dropped them both for errors. So 3 walks and 2 errors give Classical 3 runs. And TJ Walsh has got a lot more to work with. David Sayers having himself a game. He's 2 for 2, 2 base hits. He's got 2 of the 4 hits. Now he's got 3 of the 5 hits. And he's also made 2 very nice plays. One outstanding play in the outfield. The other tracking down a long fly ball down the left field line. Omar Marshall was the pitcher. He's now the right fielder. Walked and bounced to the pitcher. Made that very nice throw as a plate to cut down a run. So for the second inning in a row, Classical had shut the opposition out 11 straight innings. Second inning in a row, Everett gets the leadoff hitter on base. Fishing wide for a ball. Everett has warm-up action down the bullpen. Hit on the ground. They make the play at first. They almost didn't. Spates went a long way to see if he could field that. And then he had to hustle back to the bag and get the throw from B.A. Marshall almost got a base hit. Good hustle by Spates to get back to the bag, and a good job by B.A. to go way to his left to get that and throw the hitter out. Albert Santana, the third baseman, has struck out swinging twice. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. This is Dan Papa hitting for Santana. Curveball, he stepped away, backed away for that pitch, broke inside nicely. Good pitch. Sixth strikeout for Walsh. Sayer is bouncing around at second base, trying to distract. He takes off, and he's out at third base. Nice throw by Sayer, nice tag by Figueroa. So they get the leadoff hit, but Walsh only faces 3 in the inning. With the throw out at third. Everett's down to their last 3 outs as we move into the bottom half of the 6th inning. Middle of the order for Classical 4, 5, and 6. Well on their way to their 11th win of the season. And the second baseman, Vega, is going to be the new pitcher. Third pitcher for the Crimson Tide. Christian Figueroa thought he had extra bases and 2 RBI in the first inning. Saya made a tremendous play, going to his right, leaning across his body, diving on the turf to take it away, and the runners didn't score. They did score, or the next hit is Cabral's big 2-out hit to get Classical off and running, but Figueroa had it taken away. Then he got up and hit a long drive within a couple of feet from the fence down the left field line, and Saya made a long run to pick it for the out. It gave it was a sacrifice fly. He got an RBI. Last time up, he hit a fly ball to right field, and Marshall, the former pitcher, moved to right field, threw Daniel Leon trying to score from third base. So Figueroa didn't get an RBI there either. Hit foul out of play. So he's going to left twice, last time to right. But he's got an RBI. Hit to center field. Cabral drifting back, makes the one-handed catch. So that's Alex Lara driving back. I might get the right team. So Figueroa hit it well again, and it comes up empty again. Daniel Cabral singled his first 2 times up, knocking in 3 runs. Last time he grounded out short to first. So he's 2 for 3 with 3 RBI. Swings and misses at the first 2 pitches. And this is not Cabral, this is Finnegan, pinch hitting. Mike Sikowski going to his bench. Foul back out of play. Waves at that pitch for strike 3. Two up, 2 down for TJ Walsh. He grounded a short, popped a short. Marciano hit for him, walked and scored a run. Waves at the pitch for strike 1. Hit the shot. They better hurry. If they don't get him, he beat it for a base hit. Just a slow ground ball. Once they got by the pitcher, it was a tough play for the shortstop to really. So Vega almost got the first 1, 2, 3 inning for Everett. NBA called out on strikes. Walked, and scored. Eight walks given up by Everett pitching. 3 of them back to back to back in that 5th inning when they scored 3 runs without getting a hit. Nice stop by Velasco again. He's done a nice job behind the plate. Down and away for a ball. Missing again for ball 4. BA walks for the 3rd time. Eaton Chevrolet grounded a shot twice. Last time up, Brie, or Bray. Off the 3rd baseman. So a walk, a hit, and now an error. Have loaded the bases for the 3rd straight inning. First time it was no outs. Last time it was 1 out. Now it's 2 outs. Sam O'Anesian walked, singled, and scored. Fly to right. Another nice stop by Velasco. Missing wide for a ball. So after 2 outs, a hit, a walk, an infield hit, a walk, and an error. In for a strike. Drop to 3rd, they better hurry. The throw is in the turf, another error. And a little 2-out lightning for Glasgow. And the bases are still loaded. For Daniel Leon, who walked and scored, popped to 3rd, singled, reached on an error. Hit the shot. They didn't get him. He went to make the play. Leon gets an infield hit and an RBI. And that's going to do it. The mercy rule is going to kick in. As Glasgow puts 10, they got 10 against Everett at Everett. They do it again. That was the play. It would have been the 3rd out at second base on a 4th out. Instead, Leon beat the shortstop to the bag for an, or Ohanesian beat the shortstop to the bag. So they get 2 base hits in the inning. One was an infield hit with 2 outs. They scored 2 runs. and they win it by a score of 10-0 for their 11th win. T.J. Walsh, outstanding on the mound. He gave up 5 base hits, 3 of them to David Sayer, the left fielder, who made an outstanding play. Made 2 very nice plays, but an outstanding play in left field. He got 3 of the 5 hits. Walsh gets the shutout, struck out 6, walked a batter. Only 1 runner reached third base. And he was outstanding on the mound. For Classical, after 2 outs, Cabral got a big 2-out single to knock in 2 runs to make it 2-0. In the third, Gerardo got a double. Spates got a single, a sacrifice fly by Figueroa, an RBI single by Cabral, made it 4-0. They added a run in the 5th. Owenesian singled, went to second on Leon's single. Double steal put them at second and third. A wild pitch scored the run to make it 5. Then came that horrible inning for Everett in the third. After an out, 3 consecutive walks. The second out they got, and then 2 infield errors, 2 easy plays that they couldn't make, gave Classical 3 runs, made it 8-0. And now here in the 6th, it was just as bad. After an out, a strikeout, 2 outs, a little tap for an infield hit, a walk, an error, another error, and then the infield single when the runner from first beat the shortstop to second base. 2-run score made it 10-0, and that the mercy rule kicks in as Classical wins their 11th game, and Everett's 4-game win streak goes by the boards. They'll drop under 500 to 5-6. For Classical, Daniel Leon had a walk, 2 hits, was on base 4 times, scored a run. Armani Gerardo had a double, a walk, scored a run. Christian Spates had a walk, a single, scored twice. Christian Figueroa got robbed of 2 RBI, hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Yanel Cabral had 2 base hits, knocked in 3 runs. Marciano hitting for Walsh, drew a walk and scored a run. Walsh got that tap for a base hit in the last inning and scored a run. Ben Biea drew 3 walks, scored 2 runs. Rocky Brie pinch hit for Chevalier, drew a walk and scored a run. And Sam Owenesian had a walk, a single, reached on an error, scored a run. So a team effort by Classical. Everett helped them with a bunch of walks, especially those 3 in a row, followed by 2 errors that kind of put the game out of reach. And Classical stole 3 runs in the 5th with those 3 walks and 2 errors, and they did it again in the 6th with only 1 infield hit, actually 2 infield hits, but a walk, a couple of errors, gave Classical the 2 runs that made it a mercy rule win. Classical puts 10 on the board. Second time they put 10 on the board against Everett, and they win it with T.J. Walsh pitching the shutout, a 5-hitter with 6 strikeouts and only 1 walk. Classical goes to 11-1, winning it 10-0 behind T.J. Walsh on the mound. Everett will drop to 5-6. We hope you enjoyed it. 10-0 Classical in a mercy rule 6-inning win over Everett. We'll see you next time.